All right, we are recording. So hello. I figured it would be best to do a live call where I can share my screen and kind of show you guys how I meal plan to really help with the planning process, especially for those of you who the colored containers may be the first time you're either using the containers or the first time you're meal planning altogether. So I just wanted to go over a couple things to help you guys understand this meal plan because it is a little bit different than a lot of the other programs. So even if you have done a Beachbody program before that used the containers, the Shift Shop meal plan is a little bit different. Because the meal plan changes each week. So I'm going to explain that, and I'm going to show you where to get all the materials in your Beachbody On Demand library. And then lastly, I made this Excel sheet to help me with my meal planning, and it has been like a godsend. So I shared that to the group just before the call. It's in the files section of the group. It's an Excel document. And I'm going to show you how I use it, and it basically adds up the containers for me so that I'm not kind of like writing stuff out and then I figure out my meal plan and then I'm missing certain containers, so then I have to erase it and start over. With using this doc, I can kind of delete, copy, paste, all that good stuff, and it makes it so much easier. So first, let me share my screen. Where is the screen share? Here we go. And I do have a lot of stuff open, so don't mind my desktop right now. Let's get that down. Okay. So when you log into your Beachbody On Demand, here, let me go like that way. Wait, there we go. Okay. So when you log into your Beachbody On Demand, you're going to click on the Shift Shop. Guys, that is just hard to say fast. You're going to click on that program, and then this is what it's going to bring you to. These are going to be like this. So this is how you get to your workouts. This is your prep week workouts. Once you're finished with those, you go to weeks 1, 2, 3, so far, so on and so forth. But program materials is where you're going to find all the information you need to figure out your meal planning and all that good stuff. So in terms of nutrition, if you go to the Simple Nutrition Guide, this is where, and I uploaded a picture into our group, so you can search pictures in the group, but this is where you are going to calculate your calorie bracket. So for me, I am a female, so my score here is 0. I weigh between 131 and 160, so my score is still 0. And then I am 5'6", so I'm between the 5'3" and the 5'8", so my score is still 0, which means I'm in plan A. But personally, I know myself, and I know that I need more than that, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But I am going to follow plan B because I just know myself. I respond better when I'm eating more, not less. So anyways, do your calculations, figure out which plan you fall into. And then over here is where you can see plan A, B, C, and D, which tells you how many of each container you can have per day. And notice at the bottom of these, you have your Beachbody Performance, Energize, Hydrate, and Recover. Honestly, I have all of those every time. I've never not had my Hydrate the first week because I never noticed that. So whatever. But then continue going down, and here are your food lists. So if you guys want to print this out and just have it with you, you totally can. You can print out the entire guide, or you can have it print out certain pages. Or like I said, I added these pictures into our group. So if you search in the photos of our group page, you'll get all these lists. So these are the food lists that you can go from if you want to create your own meal plan from scratch. So also in the files section of our group, I had you guys looking at blank meal plan, like templates that you can print out so that you can create your own meal plan. This is the one I'm going to use. It's the one that has the boxes that you can check off. So basically, as I'm writing stuff out, I will, like, let's say I know I'm doing a salad that's going to have chicken and strawberries in it. So when I write that down, I'm going to check off a green box, a purple, and a red. Does that make sense? And then you move on to a snack. Whatever's in that snack, you then check off the boxes. Keep checking them off as you create your meal plan. And then at the end, you do want all of your boxes checked off. If you're missing some or if you're over on some, then you're going to make adjustments to make sure that you have every single box checked off in your meal plan. Also, there's a different type of meal plan in our group that has colors already listed for you. So let me actually pull that up really quickly so I can explain what I mean. So here's the files of our group. Let's just do blank template. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one, I think. Okay, so to make it even easier, these meal plans will tell you what colors to eat and when. So like for me personally, this is actually probably what I'm going to follow, and then I'm going to write it down on here because I don't have a printer that prints out color. So I need to check my boxes off. But for me, this is so much easier because it's showing you for your breakfast, eat a red, a green, and half a blue. And then it changes. Notice this. You have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday that are the same. And then it changes on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday so that you're not eating the same exact thing every single day because that kind of gets a little bit boring. So that switches it up a little bit. But this tells you what colors to eat and when. And it has, so this is meal plan A, week 1. So it has all of your containers added up so that you know if you fill in each of these with the right colors, you're going to have every single one of your containers in, which is perfect. But if you are the type of person who wants more control over what you're eating and when, you can go ahead and use this meal plan, or there's another blank one where you get to put things together the way that you want to. But for some people, that can be a little bit harder to figure out. So this is a great tool right here. What else did I want to show you? Oh, here's the container guide that I was just telling you about, the Excel spreadsheet. So you can go ahead and open that. But what I also wanted to show you, if we keep scrolling down, is, oh, sorry, it's actually up here. I want you guys to notice, I'm just going to go off of plan A right now because it's right here. Weeks 1, 2, and 3 are different. So the difference in this program, number 1, with Shift Shop, it's grain-free, which is wonderful. A lot of people respond very positively to grain-free diets because grains can be inflammatory depending on who you are and how sensitive you are. And I actually think that's why my body responded the best to this meal plan in particular. But notice, so in week 1, you have 3 greens, 2 purples, 4 reds, 2 yellows, and so on and so forth. Week 2, the green goes from 3 to 4, fruits stay at 2, protein stays at 4, but your carbs go from 2 to 1. And then in week 3, again, greens go from 4 to 5, fruits stay the same, protein goes from 4 to 5, and no carbs. Now I want to talk about the no carbs for a second because some of you may be freaking out thinking, how in God's name am I not going to eat any carbs? And I just want to tell you that's how I used to be. Carbs used to be like my favorite thing out of everything. Like I used to eat carbs all the time. These containers actually really helped me realize how much carbs I ate. So carbs are like my jam. But I promise you, by week 3, you're not craving carbs as much as you think you're going to be. You're going to be so dialed in to this whole process. You're going to be so excited with the results that you already have if you're following these meal plans and if you're following the exercise and you're giving it your all. And because you're upping your vegetables, your proteins, and your teaspoons, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but those balance out to the point where your body's getting what it needs, so that you're not going to be craving the carbs. And trust me when I say, in that third week, by the end, if you stick with this, you are going to be blown away by what happens, by how your body responds, but not just your body, by how your mind responds. Like, you are going to be so much clearer mentally. You're going to be sleeping better. Like, it amazed me how good I felt on this meal plan. And this isn't something that you're going to be following all the time. Like, you're not going to be then not eating carbs ever again. This is a version of carb cycling, which is really beneficial for our bodies, especially if you're feeling stuck in a plateau. Carb cycling, and basically what carb cycling means is you're not always eating the same amount of carbs. So your body basically is guessing. Our bodies are amazingly adaptive. So if we do the same workouts all the time, if we eat the same way all the time, if we eat the same things all the time, if we don't switch up our routine, your body is going to adapt. It's going to lower your metabolism because it wants to be safe. It doesn't want to have to work that hard. And you're going to stop burning as many calories, and you're going to plateau if you're doing the same thing. So something like this, where the workouts ramp up, they get longer and harder every week, and where your meal plan adjusts every single week, our bodies are going to be like, what's going on? I don't know what to do. Your metabolism is going to skyrocket. You're going to be burning fat. Because your body's just like trying to keep up and figure out how to stabilize itself, but we're not letting it because this program is so badass. So trust me when I say it is worth following this, and it's not going to be as hard as you think it is. Or if it is really hard, it's just for 1 week with the no carbs and 3 weeks for this entire thing. So you can do anything for 21 days, for 7 days. If you stick your mind to it, if you tell yourself you can do this every single day, then you can do this. And take it one day at a time. Use our group. If you're feeling frustrated, if you're overwhelmed, if you're struggling, if you're tempted, use our group to tell us those things. Let us know that you're struggling so we can help you, so we can motivate you, so we can get your mindset back in the game. Because this, I'm telling you, if you commit to this program for the 3 weeks, you are going to be a completely different person by the end of this. It doesn't mean you have to be this strict for the rest of your life. This is just to prove to yourself that you can do it, to prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses, to prove to yourself that you can make the time, to prove to yourself that you can keep promises to yourself. Because if you're anything like me, I have quit on myself over and over. I have given into excuses over and over. I struggle with emotional and binge eating and stress eating, like all these things. And the longer I let myself give in to those excuses and those limiting beliefs, the harder it is for me to pull myself out of them. So getting yourself back on track with a program like this, following something strictly, I know this is pretty strict, you guys. I'm just going to be straight up with you. It is, but by doing that for yourself, you're showing yourself what's possible. You're showing yourself what you're made of. It's going to reignite a fire inside of you. It's going to help you understand that, holy crap, I used to think I could never say no to a donut or to something in the break room at work when it's free and when it's somebody's birthday and there's cake. Like, I used to think I'd always have to eat the cake because it's a special occasion. And yeah, special occasions are great and you can do that every once in a while, but having the power in you to say no in those moments during something like this, during a time when you're committed to yourself, helps you understand what you're capable of. It makes you stronger, and it makes it so that you're going to start making more healthier choices more often than not, because it's going to become a new habit for you. So let me just see if there's anything else I wanted to say before we move on about this. There also are some recipes in this booklet, and there are some sample meal plans with the shopping lists that actually go with these meal plans. And notice, this is Plan A, week 1. This is Plan A, week 2, so on and so forth. So just keep in mind that weeks 1, 2, and 3 are different. So make sure you're filling out the right meal plan and following it in the correct week. And then, here we go. We got some recipes in here. Okay, so next, what did I want to show you? Okay, I want to quickly show you how to use this guide. So hopefully you guys can open this, save it, and edit it yourselves. But basically, this I made back when I was doing 21 Day Fix. So I just call it that, and I left that there. Hang on, let me change this. So this is for H&C, means hammer and chisel. So I'm changing this to Shift Shop. And then, all right, here we go. Here is a bunch of recipes that I have put in here. Here's the name of the recipe. Here is which guide I got it from. So these top 3 are from Shift Shop. This one, the banana oat pancakes, is from the Fixate book, and so on and so forth. And then in this column, it's saying what page number. So the banana oat pancakes is in the Fixate cookbook on page 95. And this is the physical cookbook. Fixate is now on demand. You can find that in your library. I don't know if the page numbers are going to coincide with this guide, just kind of pointing that out. But also then you'll notice every recipe I put the container equivalents. So this strawberry Shakeology overnight oats has 1 red, 2 yellows, half an orange, and 1 teaspoon. And then this kind of just goes down, excuse me, there's breakfast at the top. And then there's like basically lunch and dinner recipes all down here. Some of these are from Pinterest, so I put the actual link over off to the side. So there's snacks and sides and dressings, and there's room. You can add columns or delete things. So basically these are some of my favorite recipes. So you guys are more than welcome to go into your on-demand library, find your favorite recipes and plug them in here. But this is the cool part. So because I have the container equivalents like written out over here, on this tab at the bottom, this is my meal plan, and this is for my husband. So if you're someone who's planning for yourself, and if your spouse is doing this with you, this is super handy to have the 2 different meal plans here. So here's mine. And I kind of did the same thing as that blank colored meal plan that I showed you, where Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday are the same, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday are different. But let me delete this and show you guys how this will automatically add up for you. It is so cool. I'm pretty proud of myself. I am not like super savvy when it comes to Excel, but somebody showed me how to do this and I love them for it. So let's say for breakfast, I wanted to do this strawberry Shakeology overnight oats. I'm going to click the number, not just the name of it, but the number next to it. So it highlights the entire row. And then I'm going to copy. Then I'm going to go to my meal plan. And then I'm going to paste it. And now, did you notice how now I have 1 red, 2 yellows, half an orange, and 1 teaspoon up here. So this row right here is where it adds up. So let me add a second one so you can see what I mean. So then let's say I want to do quinoa with sun-dried tomato and pesto. I'm going to copy that, go back to my meal plan, and this is going to be my lunch. And then now it's adding up for me. So look at that. I already hit my 3 yellows. So now I know when I go back, if these are the 2 meals that I want, I need to start picking things that don't have yellows. And same with the orange. I already have 1 orange, so I need to pick things that don't have an orange. But I don't have any fruits yet. I only have half a green and 1 protein. I don't have a blue yet, and I still have 2 teaspoons left. So this, I mean, I don't know if you guys are going to be as excited about this as I was, but like this has made it so much easier for me to meal plan because I can just copy paste until I figure out the total containers. Or once I have, like if I know for sure how I like to make my Shakeology and what I want for dinner, then I'm going to put those in there first and see up here what's left. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to look for things that have certain colors or don't have certain colors to make it so this row right here matches this row right here when I'm done. Because on plan B, I get 4 greens, 3 purples, 4 reds, 3 yellows, 1 orange, 1 blue, and 4 teaspoons. All that. So This has been huge for me. So without showing you too much more, that's pretty much how to use this. And again, it has which guide that I got it from and what page to find it on, because that's what you're going to need to know to actually have the recipe so you know how to cook it. But you guys can go ahead and add in, once you download this and save it onto your computer, add or delete whatever it is you want. If you want to add a row, all you have to do is insert up here, insert, actually wait, up here, insert and then row, and then a new blank row appears and you can add some new stuff into it. And then make sure you save it. And then once your meal plan is done, I mean, you can eat the same thing all week if you want to, or you can change it up in like on Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, or different days of the week. You can use, make other things. But the good thing about meal planning is you're going to know exactly, let me stop sharing my screen. You are going to then know exactly how much food you need so that you're not buying things you don't need. You're going to know exactly how much food you need. It's going to save you money because you're not buying things you don't need. And meal prep is the other thing that, if this is new for you, may seem daunting at first because, I feel like a lot of times people will prep their foods, people will cook once a day. Like a lot, like for instance, when I was growing up, my mom, she would cook our dinners every single night. So she basically was cooking at least 7 days a week for dinners. And then, she would make her lunches every day. But she worked from home, I should say. My mom worked at home. She does daycare. So like maybe that's why she was able to do that. But she would cook every single night. And maybe that's what you do right now. Maybe you have a family and you guys cook every single night. But so the thought of cooking all of your meals at once is daunting because it's going to take time. And yes, it is going to take time. It's going to take longer than it takes to make just one meal. But if you spend that time and you make, whether it's 3 or 4 days at a time worth of meals, you can literally cook your food for the next 7 days if you want to, but I usually do 3 or 4 days at a time. So I will cook on Sundays, maybe my food from Sunday to Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah. And then on Wednesday, I will cook, or on Thursday, I'll cook my food for Thursday through Saturday. And then it just recycles. And for me as a nurse, it's not always on Sundays and Wednesdays or Thursdays. It flip-flops. It depends on what my schedule looks like. But you can work this into your life. But prepping ahead of time is a game changer. It saves you so much time, number one. I know it seems like it's going to waste time, but you can usually multitask. Once you get used to it, it gets easier. I was very freaking slow the first time I started this because I honestly didn't really know how to cook. So I was also learning how to cook while I was trying to meal prep and prep for like days at a time. So like it used to take me all friggin' day. But now I'm a lot faster because I know I can cut stuff up and I can start cooking things at the same time. So it's going to save you time. It's going to save you money because you're not buying foods that you don't need. You know the exact portions that you need, and that's all you're going to buy. If you have families, you can buy the stuff for them. But for you, you know exactly what you need. Number 3, this is the best thing to do if you are an emotional and a stress eater or a binge eater. Those are things that I've struggled with basically for as long as I can remember. And especially with a stressful job and with working long hours where I'm not always guaranteed like a lunchtime, I would find myself not eating for hours at a time, and I would be so hungry and ravenous that I would binge eat like everything that I saw. Hi, Danielle. I was just talking about, oh,
sorry.
Oh, that's okay. How meal planning and prepping prepping ahead of time is like a game changer for people who are emotional and binge and stress eaters, because having your food ready ahead of time, if you're like really stressed out, if you're starving, you're going to want to grab everything. You're going to just want to eat everything in sight. You're going to go straight for the stuff that's quick, like ice cream or cookies or things that are like, you don't have to cook them like that. Those are the things that I used to do, especially when I was emotional or stressed or like hungry. Like you just want to eat anything and everything. So you're going to grab stuff. So what about the thought of grabbing the food that you already made that's part of your plan, and you just heat that up, or you just start eating it? I mean, depending on what it is, you may not have to heat it up, but I'm telling you that has saved me over and over and over again from binge eating or emotional eating, because I know I have my food that's ready for me. And I know this may be messed up, but I will literally tell myself, okay, you're really hungry right now. You're emotional. You want to like eat whatever it is, like ice cream or cookies or something. What if you just eat the thing that you already made that's part of your meal plan? And if you're still hungry after, then fine, you can have a cookie. I know that's kind of messed up, but like those are the things that I would tell myself. But then I would eat my food according to my plan, and I wasn't hungry. So I didn't have to eat it. And sometimes, I mean, it's just so true. It's so helpful.
Like for me, it's always, sorry, I'm jumping in a little late.
No, please do.
On the same lines, like I tell myself, like I take a bag of carrots with me, like even if it's like an extra veggie, like I always have a bag of carrots, because if I'm gonna like, if I get hungry or I'm not prepared or I get home from work late, like I do the same thing. I'm like, all right, eat the carrots first. And it always works. And I know like carrots doesn't sound glamorous, but like it satisfies the hunger, and then I feel good. And I don't have the guilt of like having like that, guilty like urge and then inhaling, and it's for me, like when I splurge or like when I indulge, it's like I have a hard time stopping. So if I can like get to the point, or I can find something that works that like keeps me from indulging, and if it's carrots or whatever you find that works for you, like just have it something. For me, it's just easy to have like a bag of carrots everywhere, so that works for me. But just I definitely think it's worth finding like something that you can take easily with you everywhere, that's gonna help you like satisfy that urge, because usually you're not craving the junk, you just get hungry, or you're like all of our days get like derailed at some point and you're not prepared for it. But if you can at least have like a quick snack that's going to like help satisfy that and like not get you so far off track that you can't recover. Miller agrees. Sorry, he's being
yes,
so
he
loud.
totally is. And you're so right. Like, I love that you just said we all like get hungry and have these urges, but it's not for the foods that we reach for. We are reaching for those out of habit. So this is just a great way to redirect those habits to something better. And having something like easily accessible, like carrots, is going to be something that you can put in your mouth and chew on. It is crunchy. So if you're someone who likes crunchy things, like carrots are good because they satisfy like the crunch. There are veggies.
For me, it's like the chips, right? Like I could like inhale chips, but I can do the same thing with carrots, except I'm not like killing my food.
And be careful, this doesn't give you free reign to have all your carrots with ranch dressing.
No, I don't.
Orange container. But I'm also glad that you said carrots, because I forgot to mention another great thing about Shift Shop is if you are struggling on your meal plan, if you are having random bouts of hunger, technically vegetables are unlimited on this plan. Now, that doesn't necessarily give you free reign to eat all the veggies all day. I want you guys to try your best to stick to your meal plan, but have something like that handy, like what do you call them? Cherry tomatoes or carrots or extra spinach that you can mix in with your shake, or gosh, I don't know. I'm blanking on like more vegetables that you can just like eat randomly, but have stuff of like
cucumbers. Really good one. There's
cucumbers, yes. Oh, and those are really refreshing.
Yeah.
Have stuff like that available in your house, so when you are having, like, maybe you did eat one of your meals and you're like, I'm still hungry, and you're like, oh, I just want to eat something. Have extra vegetables around you so you can easily grab them and eat them to just satisfy that urge. And I will tell you too, if this is your first time doing a meal plan, following a strict meal plan, especially if, depending on how you used to eat to how you're starting to eat now, if this is a major change for you, then I'm going to be honest with you and I'm going to tell you this is going to be harder for you because your body is completely readjusting on a cellular level. Inside of you, your body is going to start detoxing from all the yucky things that you were putting in it before. And if you were doing that, please do not feel bad. We've all been there. We all start this way. Everybody starts this way, okay? But I just want to prepare you for the fact that it's going to be harder for you. Maybe these foods won't taste that great to you if they're not the types of foods that you're used to eating. But your body on a cellular level, that's hard to say too, is going to readjust and start to respond to these new foods that you're eating. And the response is sometimes negative at first. You may start to have headaches. Those are detox headaches. And that I want you to be excited about as much as headaches aren't fun, because that literally means your body is pushing out, your cells are pushing out all the crappy nutrients that it was getting, and it is soaking in all of this new good nutrition that you're giving it. So the act of your cells pushing out all the bad stuff is what gives you that headache, or what maybe makes you feel extra bloated, or what maybe makes you a little bit more tired in the beginning. So please know that if you're feeling that in the beginning of this, that's totally normal. That's a normal response, and that will change and that will get better. So stick with it, please. I know this isn't necessarily going to be an easy thing for all of us. Some people handle change like this a lot easier than others. But that, again, that's why we have this group. We are here for you. We are here to help you. We are here to cheer you on. And for a lot of you guys, you may find that you're going to be eating more food than what you're used to. This may surprise a lot of people. I hear it all the time. Everybody is still in this mindset that you need to eat less in order to lose weight. And that is not necessarily true. Our bodies need nutrients and nutrition and fuel to function. And if you try to deplete your calories, you're not going to be able to do your workouts well. Your body is going to slow down your metabolism majorly because it's hanging on to everything. So giving it the right amount of nutrition, which is why I love this container system so much, is going to help your body respond the best to what you're doing. It's going to give you the energy and the fuel that you need to do your workouts and to function as a human being in a good way, not to the point where you're like exhausted and your body's hanging on to everything that it has because it has no energy.
Yeah, I can totally also relate on the other end. Like when I first started these programs, I didn't follow the containers because I was what I considered a healthy eater. I ate all organic. I ate a lot of veggies. I didn't eat a ton of grains. Like I thought I was eating, and I was eating healthy. But what I realized when I finally committed to the containers was that I wasn't eating these healthy foods in the right portions.
Mm-hmm.
So I was eating, still eating too many carbs, and I was overeating on healthy foods. And I didn't realize that, I just thought I was being healthy, and I just didn't realize why I couldn't shed that last 10 pounds, or, why I was fluctuating so much, and why I didn't have a lot of energy. It was because I wasn't eating the correct portions. So now once I've dialed in and followed these containers and I've tweaked them a little bit, I kind of know what works for me. And you guys will do that too. You'll figure out, once you've done a few programs, you'll figure out what works for you and what foods agree with you and what foods don't agree with you. A lot of times you don't even realize that certain foods don't agree with you when you're in a rut of eating those foods so much that you don't even realize. And that was for me. Like I was such a dairy junkie, like literally would drink more than a gallon of milk a week, like just myself. And I didn't think it was affecting me. And now that I've cleaned up my diet, I actually don't even like regular milk anymore, which is crazy to me because I was obsessed with it. But it really affects my stomach now. And
Me too.
I didn't really notice it before. I was just so used to it. And now that my body's like, yes, like you're getting all the food you need. Now when I put something in it that's not so good for me, my body lets me know, which is really cool because all of a sudden you think it's going to be so miserable, but all of a sudden you realize it's the opposite. Like, I'm so happy and I feel so good
Yep.
eating this way. And now when I do like indulge because I think I want like, you know, a big glass of milk or a bowl of cereal or something, all of a sudden I'm like, huh, this makes me feel miserable now, you know? So
Yeah,
it's like,
this hurts.
for me. Yeah. So just let your body go through this transition, and it like Jackie said, it probably will be a transition if you're not used to eating super healthy, but it's a transition that your body really needs to go through. And when you get to the other end, you guys, it's so worth it. You're
Oh
gonna
my God, yes.
amazing. I can't like stress how good it feels. You're gonna feel like you're on cloud nine. You're literally gonna be happier because like you're, if you think of your brain as part of your body, it's one of your most important organs. Like, you're feeding your brain too. So like when you start to, I notice like clockwork. My husband and I, because he's finally joined me on this journey too, and so we've been on it long enough that, and we usually go off track together. So, and we notice like clockwork, like after a week or two of eating like crap, all of a sudden we're like bickering, we're crabby, we're stressed out, like, and both of us will look at each other like, oh my God, we need to clean it up again. Like, it affects more than just like your weight and how you look. It affects how you think and how happy you are. Like, it's really, really hard to be super happy when you're unhealthy. And that's not because like you're an unhappy person. It's because you're literally, your body is like lacking so much of the fuel, and your brain is lacking nutrient and all the things it needs to function at its highest potential. But you guys, when you do give it everything it needs and you are functioning at your highest potential, it's incredible. So give yourself the chance. If you haven't been there in a long time, or maybe you've been there and you want to get back there, this is like such a great program to get you there. Yeah. And it's just 3 weeks, and you're going to feel it you're going to feel it after week 1.
Oh my God. Yeah, especially because it's grain free. So like, by following, like, you are literally going to get results after week 1 by following this meal plan. You're probably even going to get them after this week. So I hope you guys took your before pictures and measurements either on Sunday or Monday. But if you haven't, that's okay. Just make sure you get them. Deadline, like absolute deadline to get them is this Sunday, before we at least start the 3 weeks. You want your pictures and your measurements. If you want to do your weight, you can. That's totally up to you. But if the scale is a number that totally defeats you and ruins your mood and is going to make you like want to throw your hands up and be like, screw this, like I'm not doing this, because that's like, I used to get that down on myself if that number wasn't what I wanted to see. So for a while I ditched the scale. I have a healthier relationship with it now. I don't actually care what the number says anymore, thankfully. But if you're someone who struggles with that, don't weigh yourself. You don't need to know what your weight is, because I promise you, your weight may not change, but you will 100% lose inches, a lot of inches, which is why you need your pictures and your measurements. And I will probably, maybe on Sunday, or maybe I'll do it on Friday. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of all over the place a little bit, but I want to do a video for you guys that shows how to measure yourself and how to take your pictures, so you know what like poses to do and where to measure. If you don't have a tape measure, you can buy them on Amazon. Maybe I'll share a link so you guys can buy those off of Amazon, or if you have like something else you can use. But I'll do a video on that. But yeah, you guys are going to lose a lot of inches on this. Like, you're gonna be blown away. I'm telling you, when I first did this program, I was in pretty good shape. I'll share my pictures with you. I didn't expect to lose as much inches as I did. I don't even know if I lost weight or not, but I got like the leanest I think I've ever been on this program. So I'm so excited about it. And I really, truly believe it's because of this meal plan. This meal plan is grain free. And like I said, you're carb cycling to some extent, which just keeps your body guessing. And the workouts are ramping up. And then if you want to do a second round, you'll start back at week 2, and then you'll kind of follow the meal plan back from the beginning. So it's, like I said, you're not going to be on no carbs for more than a week at a time. But I'm telling you, this meal plan, this program, and this just overall mental experience and growth is going to be like nothing you ever experienced before. if you give it your all. So we are here to support you and to push you and to encourage you to believe in yourself enough to give these next 3 weeks your everything, because we promise you, like Danielle and I both did this program together last year, and we were blown away. Like, even if I didn't get any results at all, I would do this over and over and over again, just because of how it mentally changed me and made me believe in myself more, and made, like, Chris Downing is a gift in himself. He is amazing. He is going to, if you listen to him, like when you guys are doing these workouts, I don't want you to just be going through the motions. I want you to really listen to what he's telling you, the form cues, but also the motivation and the inspiration, the way he gets in your head and he tells you to slam that marker in. Like, what does that marker mean to you right now? Like, he is literally, like, I'm just way too excited over here about it. But he is just going to pull out, like, somebody inside of you that has been waiting for you to wake them up. He is going to, you're going to be a new person. I can't even tell you. I'm so excited for you guys.
This program absolutely will change you. You just have to let it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really easy to, when change isn't easy, you guys. So if this is like a big change for you, it's going to come with some tension, should I say, or, some challenges, and your mind is going to fight it tooth and nail.
Yes.
But fight back, because you're stronger, and this program is going to prove that to you, and in such a short period of time.
Yes.
Like, this is, you guys, this is 3 weeks. You can do anything for 3 weeks. I mean, this is going to be over in the blink of an eye, and you're going to be like, oh my God. And I know, and I can't wait. I think this is part of why Jackie and I are so excited, because we've experienced it and we've seen other people experience it. And we're just so excited for you guys to experience this and see how because it's going to change you all in different ways. We all have different obstacles we need to overcome personally. And this program, literally, it's not just a fitness program. It's gonna, like, you're gonna overcome some mental roadblocks, physical roadblocks, emotional roadblocks. It's like, it's really, really powerful, but you have to commit to it.
Yeah.
You have to do the work. It's not gonna change you if you, like, kind of commit to it, or you're, like, really hesitant. Just have an open mind, like, go all in, and just give yourself 3 weeks to experience the change. I promise you that you're going to be stoked on it, and you're going to feel the best you've ever felt. I can honestly say this program, like, when I finish it, it's the it's the best I've ever felt in my life.
Too.
Hands down.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And I know we're saying we want you to commit to this 100%. Which can be scary, but here's what I want to say about that. If you guys go into this with the expectation that you're going to do your best and that you're not, like, fully committed to it, then you're going to find yourself giving into excuses a little bit easier. So, like, maybe during week 1, you're gonna, like, be really tired, and you're gonna hit snooze one day, and you're gonna be like, oh, it's okay, like, I'll just skip my workout today. And then, like, that's mistake. And for lack of a better word, I'm gonna use the word mistake because I can't say something else, but for lack of a better word, that's mistake number 1. And then maybe the next day, if you're still not fully committed to it, you may, like, be at work and they order, like, your floor orders pizza for everybody or something. So you'll be like, oh, you know what? Like, this is a special treat, so I'm going to eat the pizza. And then, like little things are going to come up. Like, that's life. Life is going to show up and throw curveballs at you. And if you aren't starting out fully committed to this, then you are going to cave and give into those excuses and those things that life throws at you a lot faster. Now, this doesn't mean that if something happens and you actually do miss a workout, or you actually do fall off track and you eat something that isn't on your plan, that doesn't mean that you failed and that you should give up. So there's a difference between fully committing to something and life happening, you mess up, and then you get right back on track, versus like doing something, falling off track and messing up and being like, nope, I can't do this. This is too hard for me. So, like, we want you to be in the first category. Like, be in the mindset to do this 100%, to give it your all. But if something happens, just get back up the next day and get right back on track. We don't want you to ever feel down on yourself, ashamed, disappointed, any of those things if you do make a mistake. We all make mistakes. So if that's you, please do not think that that means you can't do this, that means it's too hard for you, that means you weren't made out for this, that means you aren't the type of person who can do this, because those are not true. That is what your mind is going to try to tell you, but those are not true. So if you make a mistake, that's okay. Own it and get back on track. Okay? So I just wanted to clarify that.
Somebody explained this to me. This was actually a coach at Summit, and this really stuck with me about like when you slip up and fall, because quite honestly, like there are very few programs I've gotten through perfectly. I've done it a couple of times, and it's usually the 3-week programs because it's so much easier to stick to a 3-week program than like an 8-week or whatever. But somebody said this at Summit one year, and it really stuck with me. It's like, compare it to climbing a mountain, which I live in the mountains and I love climbing mountains. So maybe that's why it stuck with me. But if you're like going to climb a mountain and, you know, you're halfway up the mountain and you fall, are you going to turn around and go to the bottom just because you slipped and fell a little bit? No, you're going to get back up and you're going to continue climbing to the top of the mountain. You're not going to go back down and then start over another day.
Oh, I love that.
No, you're just going to get back up and keep going, and you're still going to reach the top of the mountain, and maybe it's set you back a little bit, maybe it slowed you down a little bit, but that's not stopping you from reaching the top of the mountain and having the experience and the views and the accomplishment of reaching the top of the mountain. And that really hit home for me, because I used to be so hard on myself if I didn't slip up, or I ate, you know, the cupcake, or I had a piece of pizza on my program. I felt like I ruined it. You know, and that like, oh, maybe I should just start over, or I'll give up and like try something else instead of keep on going. Or even if I did keep going through it, it felt like, well, man, I'm not going to get the results that, you know, that I should have gotten because I slipped up once or twice. And you guys, that's not true. Like, I don't want this to be an excuse for you to like slip up here and there, but like a couple of slip ups is not going to affect your results. So don't let that get in your head. So just get back up and keep climbing. That's what this is all about.
I love that. That is such a good analogy and a way to think about it. And also, this isn't just 3 weeks. So this is like a lifestyle. So like, we aren't doing this to finish the 3 weeks, get our results, and then go back to our old ways. Like, we are going to keep going, and I hope you guys are all in this for life too. Not necessarily doing shift shop all the time, but, you know, you are in this for the long haul. So think long term. Like, yes, we want to do this for the next 21 days, but then there's going to be something after that, and you're going to have, like, it's going to be this up and down journey, but it's always moving forward as long as you keep getting back up and you keep climbing and you keep going. Oh crap, I was going to say something. What was it? I lost it. Oh, example of that is I'm going to my sister's bachelorette next weekend. So I have already mentally prepared myself to, like, I'm going to do my best to stay on track food-wise, but it's a bachelorette. I'm going to be drinking alcohol, and I'm okay with that. Like, it's my sister's bachelorette. Like, that really is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So I'm okay with that. But that's an example of I had two choices. I could not start yet, wait till I got back, and like be in limbo in between, or no, I'm just going to start now. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to make the best food choices that I can. And then like when we get home, I'm going to get myself right back on track. It's a little bit of a unique situation, but just like an example of why you don't need to delay, or why, you know, life is going to happen and you just work around it. Basically.
And that's exactly why this isn't something you have to, like, when you make this your lifestyle, you don't have to be perfect all the time. That's not what this is about. That's what's so cool about this. It's like, yes, like it's great to go, you know, all in for 3 weeks and finish a program. And then, you know, maybe, you know, we're finishing up the week before Thanksgiving. So I don't know about you, but I am absolutely going to enjoy my Thanksgiving and not worry about what I'm eating. And that's the best feeling, to have that guilt-free
Yes.
indulgence. And that can be a slippery slope. Like, it can be hard to bounce back once you like get off track. But that's why we're here, and we have a plan through like January. Now we have a plan for groups, and we built these groups around the holidays, to keep us on track between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then let us enjoy the holidays, and then get right back into it right after. So when you make this a lifestyle, you just plan around those life events. And it doesn't mean you can't finish a program because you have a bachelorette or a wedding or, something special. It doesn't
Yep.
mean you have to be perfect all the time. It's just, it's about building this lifestyle that you can build these moments in and still enjoy the heck out of those moments, but still get results, still be healthy, still feel amazing all the time, which is awesome.
Yes. So good. So, so good. Oh my gosh. So this basically turned into almost an hour long motivational chat. Danielle, you missed the beginning where I went like through the meal planning. I showed people how to find stuff in Beach Up Audio On Demand. I talked a bit about the meal plan templates, and I showed them like my Excel spreadsheet. So I am going to have I'll stop the recording in just a second, before, like, we'll say bye first or whatever. But I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask us. If you are hesitant to ask in the group, which is totally okay if you are, if this is totally new for you, we understand that. Reach out privately to your coach or to any of us. Like, we are totally cool with speaking with whoever to answer your questions and to help you. If you are really struggling, if you feel like your emotional and stress eating habits are like screaming at you to give in, if you are really stressed out, if you can't find the time, if you just feel like you're struggling, you don't know how to fit this into your life, use our group to express those to us so we know. Or again, reach out to us privately. We don't want you to feel like you're doing this alone. We are here to help you. You will never be letting us down if you admit to us that you're struggling, because we all struggle. We struggle just as much as you guys do. Like, we all have our own struggles. We're in this together. So use us and know that we are here for you. You could never disappoint us unless you like ghosted us and just disappeared. Like, that would make us really sad. But I know you'll never do that. So, but thank you so much for watching this. I hope it was helpful, and we are so excited for you to experience this and for us to do it again with you. Like, literally, Danielle and I have been waiting for this for a really long time. So.
Awesome. Yes, we're so excited, and we won't ramble any longer because it's been long enough, but we're excited about this, and we'll see you in the group.
Yay. Bye, guys.